Hi everybody, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today is February the 15th, 2018, and we are looking at the new moon in Aquarius at 27 degrees and 8 minutes. If we round up to 28 degrees, let's just get right over to the Sabian symbol for this new moon. A tree felled and sawed to ensure a supply of wood for the winter. Knowledge and skill used in its natural surroundings for the satisfaction of vital basic needs. This symbol combines, as it were, the implications represented in the two preceding ones. It relates to natural living, the human capacity to prepare for the future and to use both physical strength and mental ingenuity. In meeting the hardships inherent in an existence close to nature, strength, efficiency, and intelligence are needed, but they are incorporated in a life in which every act can be part of a harmonic and beautiful ritual permeated with deep significance. This is the third in the 66th five-fold series of symbols. It refers to the efficient use of natural resources for ensuring man's well-being. Such a use is based on intelligent foresight. Well, on the global level, I feel that our country's pretty far behind in terms of using its natural resources properly, and that we are slipping behind. I don't know what we're going to do as a whole to address that. On the personal level, I think we can look at this symbol in terms of the Aquarian energy of change and think about what is necessary in our lives and eliminate the things or change the things that are not necessary or not in a natural order. What is natural or harmonious for us, what is not, what is going to serve us for the long term, and what is not. This sounds very material, a tree and a supply of wood for the winter in order to stay warm, but there are also things that we do to take care of ourselves on the spiritual level that I think is a necessary thing, and that we have to be making good use of our relationships with other people and considering how we relate to our environment, our jobs, our relationships with friends and family, and that there is a dependency that is involved here, that if there was no wood for the winter, then how would we be warm? And if we don't connect with people in our environment and look at our needs on a more spiritual level, then our lives are going to be very cold and lacking. We will be lacking something that has to do with vital basic needs, and I think that those vital basic needs go beyond the material. So intelligent foresight, to be able to look ahead, that is something that Aquarian energy is noted for. It does rule the 11th house, and the 11th house has to do with sciences, the future, technology, friends, groups, and organizations, where we connect with larger groups of people. And one of those things that it does rule now is the internet, because that's a place where people gather in large numbers. We are so connected now with the internet. That's something we didn't have, 100 years ago. So things are very different now, and house assignments shift and change as we progress. And with the energy here, with the sun and the moon also joining Mercury, thoughts for the future and thoughts of the collective or the larger group may be dominating right now. And this is also a sign of individuality or uniqueness. It is a sign of change and progress. So there may be things being shaken up in your life right now. Whether you are creating the change or it is happening to you would perhaps depend upon your own natal chart, the planets in it, and what house you would have this new moon occurring in. And you can find that out by booking a reading with me over at my site, alohaastro.com, or at the sidebar here. You can get your free birth chart and find your ascendant, and when you look at your chart, you will be able to look around the chart wheel at the outer edge. And in fact, we could pull up mine. And today's significant for me particularly because I am an Aquarian. My birthday recently passed. Today is my daughter's birthday, and she is also an Aquarian. Oh, we don't want to go to me. We want to go to astro.com. Astro.com is a great resource too for your free chart and a daily reading of your horoscope. If you click on free horoscopes and then go to personal daily horoscope, I already have my data stored in here and all of my clients, so you can set up your chart here by entering your birth data. And if you do have your time and location of birth, then it would be based on your exact time and location, and you would have an accurate chart. Okay. Here it shows you for the day that there is a new moon and a solar eclipse. Here is my personal daily horoscope for today, and it will highlight what they feel is the most important transit for me for the day, Mercury opposing my natal Uranus. And then it tells me the other transits occurring for the day, and when you scroll over them, it tells you exactly how long that transit is in effect. So you can look at long-term impacts when you look at this. Here are some more long-term influences, and it will let you see your chart down here, view natal chart with transits. And this is something that you can all do for yourselves if you don't want to have a reading with an astrologer personally where things can be discussed. Here you can see that my midheaven is exactly 27 degrees and 53 minutes. So that Sabian symbol and that new moon are occurring exactly conjunct my midheaven. So it will have an effect on my career, my standing out there in the world, and the changes that I am making in regards to that. And you can see that this would have some effect on Uranus, which sits opposite. It's in a loose opposition in my third house, which is a communication house. I also have the planet of change, Uranus, which rules the 11th house, and it rules Aquarius. So it's a very important planet for me while it's been moving slowly over the last few years through my 11th house. Every time it passes over my moon and comes into a tight conjunction with it, I seem to have an influx of clients that come in and attention out there in the world, especially on the internet. So it can be a fame transit, although I don't know if I'm well equipped for major fame in my life, but it still brings me some notice out there in the world at large. So this is what you would get is a chart, and the houses are numbered counterclockwise on the inside of the wheel, beginning over with your ascendant, and the prominent angles in the chart are indicated here with AC, IC, DC, MC, and these rule house cusps of the more important houses. All of the 12 houses have to do with different areas of your life. And you will look to see where the moon and the sun are today and which house number it's sitting in. For me, this is occurring on my midheaven, but still falling in my 9th house, which is a communication house. So things that I need to talk about, plans that I might want to make for the future. This is a house of gathering and sharing information and experiences. I'm rethinking and reworking a lot of things, and I know there's some writing that needs to be done, and I've been dealing with some technical issues that I need to get back to and address so that I can complete the changes to my site. I'm also waiting on my son's college applications, and it can be any time now, right up until the beginning of April, but all his applications are in. So we may actually, whatever goes on in my children's lives will have some impact on me, of course, and I'm thinking about him and college, which is higher education. So by association, my what's going on with my son. And today is my daughter's birthday, so my mind is on that too. And we have Venus right here transiting through Pisces, very close to my natal Chiron. Family is important for me right now. Chiron is a marriage and family planet. It can also show what you do out in the world to make money for taking care of your home and family. And with Chiron in Pisces on my midheaven, I want to beautify, heal, or inspire. And I feel that's what I do. I did it for many years as a baker and a chef, especially when I was a cake decorator. And I have artistic training as well, but I feel that I work better now at this point in my life on the spiritual level in helping people to understand their own charts and uplift them and hopefully guide them to the highest potential within their natal chart. So, as I said, if you want to get a good daily horoscope and see what this new moon and this solar eclipse might be doing for you, head on over to astro.com. If you want to talk with me personally and book a reading, if you have things going on in your life, here I am at alohaastro.com, and you just click here and it will show you my open appointment times. Okay, so lots is going on energetically in the heavens right now. I have the feeling that if you are one of the fixed signs of Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, or Taurus, things will be a little tougher for you. The changes might have a little more ouch involved or a little more work involved, or it's going to really give you a poke in the back a little harder than perhaps some of the other signs. If you are a Capricorn or an Aries sun sign or ascendant, then I think you may also be feeling perhaps either threatened or empowered by the changes, whether you perceive them as being good or not so good. I think the two signs that get off the lightest in everything right now would be Gemini and Libra, because they will have their suns loosely or maybe exactly trine all of this Aquarius energy. And a Leo Virgo is going to have oppositions, so that's going to be a little bit tough. Oppositions will bring you out of yourself, or they will challenge you and put something in your face. So if you are these two signs, you are likely to feel something where you have to take a stand on a personal level, or you have to go deep inside yourself and figure out what you need to do or what you need to change in order to be satisfied or happy. And this would apply if you have a Virgo or a Leo ascendant as well. And as I mentioned, the fixed signs of Taurus and Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, if those are your sun signs or rising signs, a little bit tougher. If your rising sign or sun sign is Gemini and Libra, I think it would be a little bit lighter for you. You're off the hook a bit. You're out of the dynamic of all the energy that's going on, and it won't be quite as strong. Cancer, by opposition to Pluto and Saturn, will be taking things seriously. I don't know if changes would be directly enforced upon you. If we were to go around the wheel here, okay, house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, houses 8 and 9, it may be issues of shared resources and how you're going to apply money perhaps to your plans and your growth in your life and the changes that you might need to do with that. For people who are planning something like, how do I get the money together to take a trip, or how do I get the money together to go to school? If you are Cancerian, then that might be some of the things that you are looking toward. So I think that's it in terms of the signs and how you would be affected right now. I think change is inevitable. Whether you perceive it as good or bad may have a lot to do with your own natal chart. So I can't honestly say, is this a good moon or a bad moon? I think, well, we can't avoid them one way or the other. They happen, and time moves forward, and aspects continue to occur and change. And the moon will, in a day or so, be done with. In fact, by the end of the day, it will be moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces, and things will feel softer. Things will feel a little bit gentler. Maybe we'll all have a nice glass of wine and get some good sleep tonight, and feel the relief of the release, and perhaps even start to see the silver lining in something, or come to terms with forgiving somebody, or stepping into self-love, or whatever needs to happen as the moon moves out of Aquarius, and that potentially shocking or unsettling change, or the having to stand up for yourself, or make a quick decision, or deal and respond to something, and it may feel like you're getting fried electrically while that's going on, but then we have that peacefulness of Pisces being activated as the moon joins Venus and Neptune, and maybe you need a good cry, or maybe you need a hug, or maybe you can do that for somebody else to help them through the what I always call the fallout of the after effect of the emotional intensity of a new moon or a full moon. And we will peak at 4:05 this evening. Be careful, traveling home today. Consider that we are at peak just at rush hour, and people may be more highly strung at that point in time. We are very much like the water on this planet, the way we are affected by the moon. And anybody who lives near a beach can tell you that when the moon is full or the moon is new, if you go down to the beach, those high tides and low tides are going to be more extreme. And the same can be said for our emotions. Give it a day or two and things will calm down. And I think that once we get out of Pisces and into Aries in about, let's see what Saturday will feel like. No, we'll still be in Pisces on Saturday. And we are ready for being bold and brave and dealing with whatever happens as we move into Sunday. And then a new week on Monday. Some people will have off for the holiday. I do feel that by the time we get to Tuesday, when the moon joins Uranus, we're going to be integrating the changes and dealing with them, and perhaps putting new plans forward. We really can't escape this square of Mars to Neptune, and there's often frustration or sadness or a necessary letting go or release that can sometimes be painful. Sometimes there's wounding, but there is healing that can follow. Some hurts are necessary hurts in life. Unfortunately, any parent that's ever seen a toddler fall down and skin their knee for the first time is experiencing the type of feeling of Mars making a square to Neptune. And you can't protect everybody, and you can't keep yourself from hurt and pain in your life. But it is those moments of hurt and pain that give you the understanding and the compassion to be able to take action when you see other people experiencing hurt or pain. And it can also make you more aware in your own life when you are setting yourself up for future hurt and pain, and what you need to do to avoid that so that you don't put yourself into more, or how you need to change and stand strong and firm in the self-love, which I feel that Saturn making a sextile to Venus is telling us. What can we no longer tolerate? What do we really need to let go of? And there's enough intuition in here that I know that you can find out what that is. I know that you have the capacity to tune in to what's going on inside and let go and move forward. So I do think as we go into the new week, Monday, Tuesday, we're gearing up and we're integrating those changes. And for a lot of people, I think we will see the shift. Usually I think we see the shift within 2 days, but because we're heading into a weekend, if you are waiting on phone calls, or you have to make phone calls, or you're waiting on letters or emails or whatever, those things might not be coming until after that Monday holiday. I think it's a holiday here in the United States, and probably the 20th is going to be a big day for many people where, the news comes, the change occurs, the plan goes into effect, and everything that was intense there is now no longer as intense, and it's clear sailing with our focus and our energy on where we need to go. So everybody be safe, be happy and healthy, take it easy on yourself and on others, but speak your truth, be strong, have compassion, and plenty of self-love and self-respect so that you don't perpetuate more pain.